Hello, welcome to Monthly
Hello.
Mix. How's it
Hello,
going?
hello.
As echoing in Divan's immortal words just now, it is the guys again.
Always.
Yeah, so we need some votes in, guys.
The
So,
women are running away.
yeah. First of all, let's get to the nitty gritty.
Yeah, like and
Hit the
Like
subscribe.
and
thumb.
subscribe, thumbs up, and subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications.
Ring the
Although we
ding-a-ling
haven't
bell.
done any notifications this week at all, or today, we've just gone like flat live. So yeah, we need to do it in future. The weekend has been fairly quick and fairly long. Here we go, so like and subscribe. Yeah, and if you've got anything that you would like us to talk about, that you would like to come onto the show about, if you don't want to come to the show, just give us the subject, or doesn't have to be South African, doesn't have to be Cambodian, can be anything to that effect. Well, anything in general, drop us a line at motleyMix2020@gmail.com. For those of you watching us live, thank you very much. For those of you watching us on the replay, kudos to you too. I think I'm dressed okay still checking. I think so. But yeah, so welcome to the shortest Motley Mix stream today. Throw us your votes. Should the Motley Mix carry on, or should the Motley Mix die a solemn death?
Listen to this one.
I'm not running the echo and the mix only. We have to take a look-see. But for now, it's running. And last week, we spoke about what we missed about South Africa. Funnily enough, it wasn't a hang of a lot at all. Sadly, it wasn't a lot. Or should I say sadly, yeah. You'd think you'd have a lot more. So we decided this week that we would chat about why we like, or what we do like about Cambodia, why we've settled here, how come we're comfortable to stay here. Because a lot of people like pull up their faces, go, "You're going where? Cambodia." You know, then you go Australia, or then you go to the UK or the USA,
Zealand.
or England,
New
somewhere like
Zealand
that.
and all those places.
New Zealand, Europe, whatever. You went to Cambodia. Yeah, Cambodia. And this is why we like Cambodia. Is well, first of all, I think it's pretty cheap to stay here. The cost of living. It's currency. Sorry, it took me a while to think up that one. Its currency is actually weaker than the rand.
Much weaker.
The currency of the of Cambodia is the real, and I've even created a banner. $1 real, no, it's $1.
Oh, $1.
Is what, 4,000 real?
More or less, yeah.
4,100 real.
Dollar is crazy expensive in the local currency. We thought rands are expensive. It's expensive in rand.
Yeah, so that's the currency exchange in Cambodia. $1 is equal to 4,100 real, and if you take a look in South Africa, $1 is only what's about 15 rand at the moment. I know it's pretty strong at the moment.
15.75, I think it is now.
Yeah, which is really, really good. But in South Africa, in Cambodia, the real, which is the main currency here, is 4,100 real to $1. However, funnily enough, we do work with American dollars here as well. Although they did remove the $1 and the $2. I don't know about the 5. Are they removing the 5?
I think they're phasing it out, but if you still have one, you can still purchase with it and stuff. They will still accept it. I think there's still some in circulation. Obviously, you can't go point blank. You can't use this money anymore. They know exactly how many $5 bills and smaller bills are circulating in the country, so they can determine how much is back to the reserve bank, and from there on say, okay, from now on no more dollars. So if you come in with a $1, you're not going to be able to spend it.
Yeah.
But up until now, yeah, I have recently had $1 as well. I've got places. I like when we order food. Sometimes I have gotten $1 bills, and nobody refused it. They still took it. They still accepted the $1 bills as well.
Yeah, you can bank $1, but the $5 I think are still circulating. Can you get them from the banks? The $5. And look, the $1 you don't get from the banks anymore.
No, but you never could. You can probably, if you go inside the bank, you'll be able to still get a $5. But in general, the ATMs you couldn't withdraw. You can't withdraw less than $10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we work almost on a daily basis. We work with
USD.
US dollars, yeah. So we also get paid in dollars, if you want to put it that way. But I think they are trying to switch over to working with real a lot more. Although the real is, as I said, it's actually weaker than the rand, which is 4,100 real to the dollars compared to the rand, which is 15 rand to the dollar. But still, I think the cost of living is less expensive here than in South Africa as such. You can actually get by with, you can get a lot more with less to what you're on in South Africa. So yeah, even if you have to start paying, because I mean, we end up with what, 20,000 real. It sounds like a lot when you say 20,000, and then
$5.
it's $5. In rand, it's a lot more, but it's not thousands. But so just to clarify, the currency isn't very strong, but the cost of living is really very cheap, or most economic, if you want to put it that way. You can go to expensive places and that, but otherwise, a meal out for two people, a decent meal out for two people,
$20 to $30.
yeah, $20 to $30.
Yeah, and that is if you're going out. If you're ordering in, you can easily get away comfortably for less than $20.
Yeah, about a $14, $13-14
Yes,
on ordering in, and that's with like a Mr. Delivery in South Africa. We use Grab and we use Food Panda and stuff. Yeah. Then that's eating out. Clothing's not expensive. It's just, as we said last time, difficult for the sizes. But the fact of everything costing less. I mean, a beer is 50 cents. Packet of cigarettes, the cheapest one is 50 cents. A decent one is about $1.50, and the rest are in between. So really, and 50 cents is 50 US cents, by the way. I'm not talking about 50 South African cents. So if you want to switch it over to rands, a beer is about 7 rand.
Sure.
Cheap packet of cigarettes is about 7 rand, and then 3 times about 21 rand on a pack of cigarettes, between 7 and 21.
Yeah, worst case scenario, you'll pay about $2, and that's equivalent to, currently with the low value of the rand, that'll be 32 rand, less than 32 rand, and that is for brand names. That is, you're going to smoke international brand cigarettes.
That's a really expensive one.
Yeah.
So first of all, the cost of living is really, really inexpensive. A nice little trip on a tuk-tuk.
Depends how far you're going, though.
Yeah,
but it's usually like $1 for like a fairly far distance. It's about $1 more or less.
Yeah, dollar 50. It's really cheap. It's like the Uber in South Africa. Is a tuk tuk. Let's see if I can get a tuk tuk
I've
picture
only
over here.
used Uber once in South Africa.
Uber.
Yeah, I've only used it once, and I was so confused what was going on. It was when I got back from Cambodia the first time, I think. My aunt and the matter Uber picked me up at the airport. I didn't know what I was looking for.
Is our tuk tuk.
Private taxi.
The typical Indian tuk-tuks. I think they mostly became popular in India.
Yeah.
And nowadays you do get them all across. Like I think there's some distance or some businesses in Johannesburg and Pretoria that actually use them as well.
Yes, I've seen it before. I saw it on Facebook. One time the dudes were posting it. It's like this little matchbox thingy.
I've driven one in Nelspruit before. Let's put that one in there. They're driving. That's actually in Cambodia.
Yeah. And that seems about right. No lanes. Road is road.
It's all over the place. Let's take this out and it will show you. Then there's a remorque tuk-tuk. And this one just gives you a private charger thing there. There we go. That's what the remorque looks like. And there it says, what's a tuk-tuk charger for Siem Reap?
60,000. 61,000. So that's what, like...
It's $15 $15 roundabout.
$15 more or less, and that's from here to Siem Reap. Oh,
no, that's for the day in Siem Reap, I would say, a charter tuk-tuk. I think it's also what they charge for taking you around the temples and things and stuff like that.
Probably, yeah.
When you're in Siem Reap City, for your own private tuk-tuk, you create your own custom tour on a 4, 8-hour, 12-hour basis, etc., etc.
And these little scooters that pull these trailers.
I've shot out the wrong way around. Yeah.
Yeah, but the tuk-tuks we order like how you would order it on South Africa on, I'm assuming there's an Uber app, right? Nah?
Yeah, I believe that works off an app.
So here we use, there's two apps. There's Grab, I mean there's more, but I use Grab, and then I know Niels used to use PassApp.
Yeah, I used to
you use Grab today.
Yeah.
And then there you can select the little 3-wheel skodonki thingy that we showed you first. Then you can select the bike with the trailer that we showed you. You can get SUVs, you can get actual Priuses and stuff like that. You can get it all there, and the prices obviously vary for each one and how far you're going.
Cars aren't too expensive. What do you pay for cars?
Like
second.
Huh?
Well, the CRV is about 5,000. The Hondas and the Ravs, the Toyota ones, other than the Rav, and that is a little bit more expensive. And then I think the Priuses you can get for less.
Yeah, Priuses, you're a fairly new model Prius. So, in other words, about post 2010, you're looking at about $9,000 to $13,000, which you'll spend on that, and that is a fairly newer model and also in a very good condition. Yeah, but cars you can generally find cars quite cheaply. Yeah, it isn't really expensive. Although taxes are really high on vehicles here, there is still a way to actually buy a vehicle, and it won't cost you an arm and a leg.
And one thing that we must sort out next year is most our licenses, the three of us.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's not too difficult. I think it's Oh, getting it.
Never driven before. Kadish, 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 kadish.
For you, but for us, it's not too difficult.
Yeah.
Bumper cars, here we go. Okay. What now? You're looking for something.
No, sorry, I'm actually busy with work.
Oh, shucks.
Yeah.
Nothing to worry about.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, but talking about like in Cambodia, look, if you're going to look for it, you will find 99 reasons why not to like Cambodia. But if you look past certain things, this country is really enjoyable. There is really stuff that we can do here, and we're living pleasant lives here, I must say, in comparison to what we've seen in other places in the world. I think we're living fairly decent lives. Um, we've got a roof over our heads. We've got everything we need. We never come short. One of the things that I enjoy extremely about Cambodia, never. Yeah, sure, I do miss driving. I love to drive a car, but I do miss driving. But never in Cambodia have I ever went, man, I wish I had a car now. We get by without a car.
Yeah.
You can literally get by here without owning a car.
The ease of getting a scooter is just not funny. I mean, you walk in, put your passport down, and then you've got the scooter. Boom, there you go.
Yeah. No, that is cool.
It's,
And I mean, like the fact that you also don't need a license to drive a scooter if it's like what?
Yeah,
One,
up
two,
to
five and
120
down, right?
125 up to 125. You don't need you don't need a license.
Yeah, I think that's 125. It's not 150, right?
No, 125.
Yeah.
125. But
What?
pretty much. I said, but I'm pretty sure, pretty much, if you get a 150cc scooter here, nobody's going to give you a hassle about it.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
They look so
Yeah.
similar anyway. But that and then more cars. No one really gives you a hassle about cars either, unless you get stopped. It's the only time.
Don't do illegal things. That's the only time they pull you over. Like every
Which
single
leaves
time I've
very
been,
little to do because most of the stuff that they do is illegal in the process.
no, that's the
Okay,
only two times I've been pulled over is because I made a U-turn.
Something else that's great here. So yeah, the cost of living, the transport, the price of transport, the ease of transport, because it's a matter of picking you up. I mean, most people catch a ride to school and back with a tuk-tuk every day, or however you ride around by tuk-tuk every day. I mean, we don't even own
A bike.
scooters. I mean, we used to have scooters, but I mean, these days it's just so convenient just jumping on a tuk-tuk and not having to face it, because being in the traffic is a bit of a frustration, especially for South African, because we can get really grumpy in traffic and these people don't get road rage. It's like hoot, 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 driving in between and everybody's fine. You know what? We're boiling an ostrich egg in our ass by the time we get through this thing. And it's like, no, bro, it's okay.
Go with the flow.
Then, so it's licenses, driving. The license, you can actually switch in your license, but ours is expired, so we need to redo it. But you can switch it for $40 for a year's valid license. But you can, we'd need to do ours, and then it's valid for 10 years. Because the next problem is having to try and get it from South Africa again is going to be an absolute nightmare. Because I mean, once you put it in at South Africa, they first lose all the applications, and that's when you've sat in the queue and goodness knows when, etc.
I think currently South Africa is also about 8 months behind on licensing. So for them to get it up to date, it means if we'll have to go to South Africa to get our license sorted out, and we'll have to stay there for unknown duration of time, which isn't possible for us. So convenience sake, I think it's better for us to just convert to a Cambodian driver's license.
I also find the next thing that is probably spoils us over here is online shopping.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes, oh yes, and not even online shopping. What we can buy off of Facebook, I guess it's regarded as online shopping,
Yeah.
but literally you can see something on Facebook. If you want it, you just send the people a message, and more than likely they'll be here before you can get to an ATM to get cash for it.
Yeah.
Luckily, they take ABA.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing. Well, before we even go into the online, ABA payment
Oh,
is
so,
great.
that's so nice
Where
and so
you can have
easy.
you usually, you pay with debit card. Yeah, everything is ABA, which is like a bank, like First National Bank, like Standard Bank, ABSA Bank. Yeah, we have ABA Bank, and it's just easy. They have a scan code there, and you scan the code, or somebody just gives you an account number, and you transfer. And I don't think it costs you anything for that transfer.
No,
Maybe
there's no
10
transfer
cents.
fees
No,
involved or
it
anything.
just
No.
happens immediately. The small shops, it's like a little cafe down on this on the pavement, whatever. They'll take ABA. Food delivery, as we said, which we're so used to, just using like a Mr. Delivery, the Grab and the Num24 and everything like that. And you know what? It's so easy for us. It's on the app, on the phone, and we can buy groceries. We've got to learn to buy groceries. I mean, what did we get the other day? A packet of Oreos and
Coffee
and a bottle of coffee. That's what you ordered
like
online.
at
You-
9 o'clock at
that's it.
night.
Yeah. I mean, it's ridiculous. Now sledging over to online purchases. How long do you usually wait for an online purchase? You usually wait. I mean, if it's a really good online purchase, 2, 3, 4 days, and then you've paid probably premium for express, etc., etc. Otherwise, it's 2 weeks plus that you wait for an online purchase. Yeah, you don't even do. If you do, like a lot of their business is done on Facebook. Yeah, you can order. We've ordered. What have we ordered? We've ordered shelves on Facebook. We've ordered
Flipping everything.
air dusters. I've ordered on Facebook. Vape tubes.
Earbuds, headphones. I've messaged about monitors on Facebook.
Well, L192's little online store as well.
A braai.
A braai, yeah.
I was on
Braai.
Facebook. Yes. The braai was on Facebook. Yes.
So
Now you just need to find a braai cleaner on Facebook, and we'll be sorted.
and the thing is, everything is delivered today. You know what? A late delivery is considered delivering tomorrow.
Yeah.
And that's where we spoiled. Whatever we do, we deliver today. And you're fairly, Devon, grumpy.
No.
Yes, Devon. You're fairly grumpy.
Yeah, I'm like, where is the delivery? It said it was supposed to be here today. No, sir, tomorrow. I'm like, no, I want it today. And then like at 8 o'clock, they'll rock up with it.
No, it's just something that we've got really so spoiled and used to. You know, you look on Facebook, you want something, you message them, I want it. When can you deliver? Do you take ABA? Yes.
Yeah, yes.
And they usually deliver it on a scooter. It doesn't matter how big it is, they somehow put it on a scooter. And
Your
it comes
PC
to you.
was on a scooter. My PlayStation was on a scooter.
Yeah.
That's scary stuff.
Everything just comes by scooter, and it comes like that day. And if it's a late delivery, it'll come the next day. And then we have little online stores, because that's done mostly through Facebook, all of that. Then we have L192.
Yeah, which is like similar to Takealot in a way, I think. I don't know. I've never really bought a lot of
It's got
Takealot.
everything and anything, but if you order early in the morning, you get it before the end of the day.
Yes, you get it at
Otherwise,
lunchtime usually.
Otherwise, you get it the next day. But they're so popular these days that what you order today, you get tomorrow, which is making people grumpy because they're not getting same-day delivery. Although we don't pay for same-day delivery.
Yes, Andre, don't get so grumpy about
Yeah,
not
we
having same-day
we
delivery.
were very used to.
Huh?
We were very used to, if we ordered something from L192, if we ordered before 10 in the morning, it was delivered by 3 o'clock in the afternoon at the latest. If we ordered from 10 to 12, I think it was delivered at 5 o'clock. It'll be delivered at 5 o'clock, and then obviously if you ordered later, it'll only be delivered the next morning, and the next morning, first thing, you'll have your delivery. And we got so used to that service where now if we have to wait a day for it, we're like, no, but I ordered it yesterday. I want it.
Yeah.
I want it. We get like all excited, and actually, it's just our own privilege that's speaking.
Mm.
And that we are so used to. We have become probably more used to online purchasing and buying here than what we were in South Africa, and it is probably more effective here than in South Africa because, as I said, we buy. You get here and you go, oh, geez, I should have stopped at the shop for cool drinks. Don't worry, online order quickly. I got my cool drink. It's actually more.
I'm gonna do that just now.
Yeah, it's less trouble ordering a cool drink online than ordering it, than stopping and going through the trouble of stopping and going to the supermarket and getting it. We need this. What did we get the other day? Well, I was sick on, what's the name? Still am. But I was sick, really, really ill on I think it was Tuesday, Wednesday evening. And I just went online onto Num24 and I ordered a whole lot of stuff from the chemist, UK chemist. It's crazy how you can order things and L192, nothing big, just like I feel like a set of earphones today, and they're pretty inexpensive again.
Yes.
I mean, L192 is like the online pep stores in South Africa, except you can get anything. I mean, anything.
But funny enough, the actual L192 store, like little fashion shop, physically is a clothing shop.
It's a clothing store, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can order anything on L192. I mean, you can order laptops, pads. You can order gardening tools, pots, pans.
Phones, pans, tables, furniture, anything.
Yeah. But for that matter, I ordered Yolandi's phone on Yum24 actually.
Yeah.
Yum, which is one of the food delivery apps. So you can order food, groceries, anything off there. I actually, when I bought Yolandi's phone, I ordered it off Yum24, which is a food delivery service. I could order a phone, pay for it, everything, and got it the same day that I ordered it. It was literally, I think it wasn't even a half an hour since I ordered it where it actually arrived. They phoned me. They told me, listen, we don't have the color available that you want. I told them, okay, can we get it from another store? Because you choose the store you buy it from as well. And they changed over the store and delivered it to me. No hassles at all.
Convenience is definitely right up there. I mean, that's
for sure.
We're spoiled when we get to that. So, and then once again, everything isn't. Look, for us, it isn't that expensive. Now, before everyone gets excited and says, "Don't you want to buy that for me in South Africa and send it to South Africa?" Somebody asked me the other day and said, I really need a cell phone, but they're really expensive. Yeah, don't you want to get me a decent cell phone and send me one? And obviously they'd send me the money.
A decent cell phone is still
it's
expensive.
inexpensive. Huh?
A decent cell phone is still expensive, though.
Yeah, dollar-wise, it's inexpensive in a sense, but the minute you switch it over to rands, you are actually paying quite expensively for it. I mean, let's say a nice cell phone. Look, we're not talking about Apples, because Apples are anything from $900, $1,000 to $1,300. Multiply that by 15, and then you'll get what you're paying for your Apple phone. But just a normal, decent phone, you can get them cheaper, but a normal, decent phone, $300, would I say?
Yeah, more or less. You can get a little bit cheaper, but that's probably about the average price, I'd assume.
I don't know. What do you think? What's the average price there, Niels?
Like $250?
It depends on what you're looking for. Look, I'm happy with an entry-level phone. Where me and Yolandi, we're both happy with entry-level phones, which is entry-level here. It isn't necessarily the entry level elsewhere. But I never spent more than $200 on a phone because I like to change my phone every 2 years. I don't want to use a phone longer than 2 years because it becomes slow, it becomes outdated. So obviously, if you buy a more expensive phone, maybe it'll last you longer. But in general, I like to keep a phone for 2 years. After 2 years, I want a new phone. So, but yeah, $200 is going to give you a phone with a 4 gig RAM and 128 gig hard drive. Yeah, 128 gig storage.
Okay. At
I've got-
$200, so a decent entry phone is going to cost you $3,200 about. And if you said $300, $4,800 about. So it's not exactly cheap going. I mean, if you really wanted to get cheap, go to Pep stores and buy a cheap Android phone there. No, I'm serious. Or Vodacom's
500
entry
rand
level, you get I think MTN has a kicker or something like that. That'll be fine. But it's not Singapore, guys.
And look, like some phones here, it doesn't necessarily seem too expensive for us. We'll like some people here bite on their nails and they buy a $800 phone, which is it's not uncommon here for us to see people buying. And
yeah. But I do agree with you, Niels. And I also like to change every 2 years, and it's not worth paying $800 to change in 2 years' time. Yeah.
Yeah. Andre.
Yeah.
Sorry for the interruption. You're gonna have to excuse yourself for a moment. Your wife quickly needs your assistance. So me and Divan will quickly run it for a moment.
Why?
Just go help your wife quickly.
Listen, can you finish? Must I go? Okay, I'll go.
Tina is very grumpy.
Okay, listen, I think maybe we'll finish it. We've run it for half an hour, guys.
Yeah.
Okay, no, that's cool.
We've done
Sharp
online.
We'll talk more next week.
We will talk more next week, I think, because we've had so many interruptions and that there. So, guys, sorry for the shortness, but there's a couple of things that we need to take care of. We've had a long weekend, and we promise to talk a little bit more and have the ladies on next week as well.
Yes, they will be with us next weekend to watch with us.
Cheers, guys.
Okay,
Take
cheers,
care.
guys. Remember to like and subscribe.